In today's video, let's talk about the number one reason why drivers fail their Department of Transportation physical. This is in my experience doing driver's physicals for over a decade. And this video comes to mind, unfortunately for me, this week after just disqualifying 3 drivers this week for this very reason, for blood pressure. So unfortunately, whether you're treated for blood pressure or sometimes even if you're not treated for blood pressure can be an issue on the DOT physical. And that is because in stressful situations, your blood pressure can elevate regardless of if you've got an underlying blood pressure issue. This is typically called white coat syndrome. Certainly taking an exam, a medical exam where your job, your livelihood is on the line can be certainly can be a stressful situation. So in this video, I want to break down all of the different scenarios because the FMCSA has particular numbers that you need to hit, blood pressure numbers, to be certified for 2 years, for 1 year, etc. So I want to go through all of those different scenarios, and I've done full video on blood pressure on this channel in the past. This is going to kind of recap everything and go into a little bit more detail. All right, scenario 1 is straightforward. If you go in to get your DOT physical performed and your blood pressure right away is under 140/90, 140 being the top number, 90 being the bottom number, then you have passed the blood pressure component of the DOT physical and you will get a 2-year medical card, unless you are on blood pressure medication that is controlling your blood pressure under 140/90. In that case, you would get a 1-year medical card. If your blood pressure during the DOT physical is between 140 and 159, the top number, and 90 to 99, the bottom number, then you will automatically be issued a 1-year medical card if it is the first time your blood pressure was that high. But that is just a 1-year period in order to get the blood pressure down. At your next DOT physical, your blood pressure must be under 140/90 in order to continue to get a medical card. And at that point, you will either be issued a 1 or a 2-year medical card, depending on if you are on medication, a 1-year medical card, or off medication, a 2-year medical card. If your numbers are between 160 and 179, the top number, 100 to 109, the bottom number, that means that you potentially have stage 2 hypertension and are in need of treatment. So you will be given a one-time 3-month medical card, a 3-month certification, in order to have whatever treatment performed, have whatever treatment administered, so that you can come back within that 3-month period of time and be under 140/90. Now, when you come back under 140/90, we can give you then a 1-year medical card, and then every subsequent year you must be under 140/90. Just to be very, very clear again, because this has come up in my office several times, is you cannot get back-to-back 3-month medical cards. Once we give you a 3-month medical card, it is imperative that you get the blood pressure regulated in that 3-month period of time. That's what that medical card is for. You can't then get another 3-month medical card. And finally, if your top number is 180 or above, or your bottom number is 110 or above, and this is either or, it doesn't have to be both. So if one is too high and the other is not, then you will still be in the same scenario. So, and that's true for all of the numbers that I just quoted. So 180 or above, over 110 or above, you will be disqualified. You will not be able to get a medical card. You will not be able to get a 3-month medical card. This is a disqualification because you are at stage 3 hypertension and you are at risk for an imminent stroke. So you will need to go get whatever treatment that is needed to get your blood pressure under 140/90. Again, those magic 2 numbers. And then at that point, you will be given a 6-month medical card where we will have to follow up with you in 6 months to make sure that your blood pressure stays under 140/90. All right, so if any of that was unclear, please ask me questions in the comment section of this video. Now, what can you actually do to help keep your blood pressure under control while you're taking the Department of Transportation physical? So there's really 2 individuals here. The individual who's being treated for blood pressure issues and the individual that is not. So if you're being treated for blood pressure issues, you take medication, just make sure that you take the medication. And then also, if you just buy a cheap, like from Walgreens, you can get them at Amazon, wherever, a blood pressure cuff, and you just monitor your own blood pressure to make sure that your blood pressure medication is working. So unfortunately, I have had drivers that have come in and again, they have not taken their blood pressure medication in a while. They've not taken it correctly in a while, and they're being treated for high blood pressure and their blood pressure numbers are just out of control. So just taking the prescribed medication is very, very important before your DOT physical. All right, so what if you're not being treated for blood pressure issues? What do you do then? Well, there's still things you want to do because maybe you're just kind of borderline high, not quite over one of those limits that I quoted earlier, but close. You don't want to tip yourself over and potentially only be able to get a 1-year medical card or not get a medical card at all. Number one is avoid caffeine before going in to get your DOT physical performed. Caffeine can and most likely will temporarily slightly elevate your blood pressure. Get a good night's sleep before the exam. It's not a great idea to come off like a really hard 14-hour shift and then roll right into the DOT physical. Again, I'm talking from experience here. I've had this happen many, many times. People come in, they're just overly tired, overly stressed out, overly worked, and they come in and their blood pressure is just sky high because of that. And there are some supplements that you can take to help control your blood pressure as well that aren't prescriptions. I've done full videos on these, like beetroot. What can the doctor do when you're in the office to help lower your blood pressure? Well, the first thing that we can and should be doing, and if your DOT physical doctor is not doing this, please ask them to do so because they're supposed to do this, is we should be taking your blood pressure multiple times. So again, when you first come in to get your DOT physical performed, I know a lot of the drivers because I've seen them multiple times, so we're pretty comfortable with each other. But if I see a new driver, they don't know who I am, they don't know my personality, I don't know them, it's maybe an uncomfortable kind of situation in the beginning because I'm going through health history and asking them personal questions and things like that, and that can elevate blood pressure. So you take it in the beginning after about 5 minutes of them being in the office, and maybe it's a little high, but we should always be taking it at least one more time. And the other thing that I do is I allow my patients, the drivers, to lay down for about 5 minutes and just kind of calm down and relax and take some deep breaths. And I'll even turn the light off in the room for them and just kind of let them relax in a reclined state, laying down on my comfortable table before I take their blood pressure again. And again, if we do all of those things and your blood pressure is still elevated, then it's most likely an actual blood pressure issue and not a stress issue. So I hope this was helpful and informative. Thanks to all the members of this channel. Ask me any questions in the comments section below. Until next time, everybody, stay safe.